Hey everyone, today we're diving into 5 smart things to buy before you retire. To be honest, this might not be like the same video you've seen before because we're actually going to tell you to maybe spend some of your money. These things that I'm about to talk about aren't luxury splurges, they're smart, strategic moves that can save you money, prevent headaches, and make your retirement run smoother. And stick around until the end because I'll share a bonus tip that most retirees overlook, but it could save you thousands of dollars and a ton of stress. All right, so picture this for a second. You're 64, you and your spouse have worked hard, you've saved well, and you're finally getting ready to retire. You've got a couple million saved, your home is mostly paid off, and you can finally start thinking about what comes next. But then that question hits you. What do we need to take care of before we actually retire? The truth is, a few smart purchases right now can make the next 30 years more comfortable, more enjoyable, and far less stressful. So let's jump in, starting with number one. Number one, buy a reliable, low-maintenance vehicle before you retire. That's one of the first things that we often see is that people will buy a nice, reliable vehicle, and it might sound simple, but it's one of the most underrated pre-retirement moves you can make. Once you retire, your income becomes more predictable, but a big expense like buying a new $45,000 car can throw off your cash flow and increase your taxes. So instead, buy your next vehicle before you retire. That way it doesn't throw off some of your retirement strategies or investment strategies while you still have the steady income and access to the best financing options. Or even better, pay cash without tapping into your retirement funds. Now, people always ask me, Vince, should I buy a new or used car? For most retirees, I recommend new or nearly new, something with a solid warranty, modern safety tech, and great reliability ratings. You might spend $40,000, $50,000 now, but that car could easily last 15 years. Compare that to buying a new one at 72, you'd have to pull maybe $60,000, $70,000 because of inflation from your IRA after taxes. That's a big difference. So think of this as locking in your transportation for the next phase of life and avoiding stress later. Number two, upgrade or downsize your home before you retire. The second thing to invest in before retiring is your home. If you plan to stay in your current house for basically the rest of your life, make it retirement ready now. That means fixing the roof, replacing the furnace, remodeling bathrooms for accessibility, and tackling any major maintenance projects while you still have income coming in. Why? Because once you're retired, pulling from your IRA to pay for a new roof can really cost you a lot of money, especially after taxes. It might even push your Medicare premiums higher or push you into the next tax bracket. But if you handle it before retirement, you can pay from regular income without disrupting your future cash flow. Now, for some people, the smarter move is to downsize. If you're in a large 2-story home and only use half the space, selling and buying something smaller can reduce property taxes, utilities, and maintenance. And I've seen clients cut their annual expenses by $8,000 or $10,000 just from downsizing. That's money you can redirect into travel, family, or experiences that bring you a lot more joy. So before you retire, decide, are you staying or are you moving? And take care of that transition while you're still working. And another thing that comes up with that is, are we staying in the same state or are we moving to a different state? If you're moving to a different state, that could also impact potential retirement strategies like Roth conversions. For example, if you live in Minnesota, we have income taxes. If you move to Florida, there are no state income taxes. And so doing Roth conversions there would be better than doing them in Minnesota, for example. Okay. So now let's move on to number 3. Secure long-term care or hybrid life insurance. So one of the things that people get really worried about, especially in retirement, is who's going to help take care of them. And there are things you can do now, which is buy long-term care or hybrid life insurance before retirement. And this one's huge because you're younger, you're healthier typically, so that means it's more affordable. Now here's the truth. About 70% of people over 65 will need some form of long-term care. That could be in-home care, assisted living, or nursing care. And it can easily cost $100,000 a year. If you're not prepared, those costs can eat through your retirement savings, even if you have $2 million. That's why many of our clients choose hybrid policies. They combine life insurance and long-term care benefits. Or you're using some sort of cash value type long-term care benefit. So that way it's no longer a use or lose plan. So the way it works is if you need care, the policy pays for it. If you're using the life insurance part, it's paid for tax-free. If you never need it, your beneficiaries still get the death benefit. And in some cases, you can even get your premium back. It's not a use or lose situation. It's use it or keep it. And here's the key. The earlier you buy, the cheaper it is and the easier it is to qualify. Typically, your late 50s, early 60s is the sweet spot. Think of it this way. You're transferring risk from your retirement portfolio to an insurance company. You've spent decades building that nest egg. Don't let a 5-year health event take it away, especially if you want to leave money to your loved ones. Number 4, bridge your health care coverage before Medicare. So I know a lot of you want to retire before age 65, but we need to figure out how are we going to pay for all that health care expense every single month before Medicare comes in. That's something called the health care coverage bridge. If you're retiring before age 65, you'll need coverage for those gap years. You've got a few options. One, if you're retiring from your employer, you have something called COBRA. And COBRA insurance will last up to 18 months. Then we have the ACA marketplace plans, which can be surprisingly affordable, or health sharing programs for certain people. But here's something most folks don't realize. ACA premiums are based on income, not assets. So even if you have $2 million saved, if you manage your taxable income well enough, you might still qualify for subsidies. We'll help clients design income strategies that keep them under the subsidy thresholds, and that can save thousands of dollars in health insurance premiums every single year before you turn 65. So if you think about retiring early, plan for the health coverage now, because the last thing you want is a medical emergency with no insurance. Number 5, invest in quality technology and home safety. Now, this might seem a little surprising because we usually aren't thinking about technology, but we want to invest in reliable technology and home safety tools. And it's one of the best ways to stay independent and secure in retirement. That means upgrading to a good laptop or tablet for online banking, telehealth, and video calls, password manager and VPN for cybersecurity, smart home devices like security cameras or medical alert systems. Your Apple Watch might be able to help you reach things in an emergency, for example. You'll likely be doing more online stuff in retirement, and having secure, reliable tech gives you confidence and peace of mind. If you're still using that 10-year-old laptop or have an unsecured Wi-Fi network, it's time to upgrade. Take care of that before you retire so it's one less thing to worry about later. All right, so here's my bonus tip, prepay experiences and hobbies. So one of the biggest mistakes retirees make is waiting too long to enjoy their go-go years, that first decade when you've got energy and good health. If you know you want to travel, buy an RV or pick up a hobby. Consider prepaying or purchasing it before you retire. That way, you start day one of retirement doing what you love without stressing over cash flow or taxes. Now, you worked hard for this. Make sure your money supports the life you've envisioned, not just your expenses. And that's what retirement's all about. You're saving money for retirement, which means you need to use that money for your enjoyment. So just make sure that those purchases fit your financial plan and don't derail your income strategy. All right, so let's recap. Here are the 5 smart things to buy before you retire. Number 1, a reliable low-maintenance vehicle. Number 2, home improvements or downsizing. Number 3, long-term care or hybrid life insurance coverage. Number 4, a health coverage bridge before Medicare. And number 5, quality technology and home safety tools. And don't forget about the bonus, prepay for those experiences that make life richer. Retirement isn't about spending less, it's about spending wisely. These aren't just purchases, they're investments in freedom, your comfort, and peace of mind. If you're within 5 years of retirement and want a plan that covers your income, taxes, and protection strategies, make sure to visit us by going to the link below, and you can set some time up with us, or go to our website at cfgretirement.com. We'll help you build a plan so you can retire confidently and stay retired. Thanks for watching. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and share this video with someone getting close to retirement. I'm Vince Oldre, and I'll see you next time.